just about every stroke you make with the brush is going to leave some memory of it behind. There's evidence of your process. Again, I'm very okay with that. I don't mind you being able to look at any painting I have done and see ghost marks of what my process was to get to my outcome. I love brush strokes. I love leaving lines in. Okay, I could finesse this to death, you guys, but this is a video, and for the sake of time, I'm just going to move on, and I'm going to go in and one more time see if it's been a short enough time that I can still get rid of some of this, because I want to come back in over this Payne's Gray gouache with another color to suggest some hair. So I'm barely dampening this brush and trying to move this pigment around so that I'm a little more free to make some choices here. There's a strong line right there that I kind of want to get rid of some of it. Now I'm having to work with the opposite hand just so I can stay out of the way of the camera. Replace my necklines and suggest where the shoulders fall. All right. Oh, and one more thing. Those eyebrows are just a little too eyebrowy. Just suit me. Whoa. I don't want that much drip. Not that much. I'm having to rush in and rescue. Sorry. But part of the process, I think, of any good teacher is that they also kind of show you the pitfalls. That was a pitfall, you guys. Pitfall. I went in with a paintbrush that was just a little too wet. Now, like I said, I could finesse this for literally 2 more hours. But for the sake of the video, let's push this up just over just a little farther and soften this just a little bit. I'm going to go in with my workable fixative, and I'm just going to freeze it where it's at so that we can finish this video. All right. Now I could go in at this point with any number of medium. I could go in with pastel. So let's do that. Let's just work in some pastel medium. I could even go in, since I put in a fixative, I could go in with an oil stick. But let's work on this in a little bit of pastel. I'm going to break it up into a smaller piece and just lay down some pigment, keeping everything loose and light. Free. Let the marks be free. Now I may come in with a few colors you may or may not fully expect. I think I'm going to come in with a little bit of kind of a yellow ochre, maybe even a deep blue in some of the shadow places. Maybe, excuse me, just under the brow line into the shadow here. And then yellow ochre for some midtones, which tend to be right around the hairline, beneath the curve of the cheek, kind of above the upper lip. All right, and then instinctively, again, what I'm wanting to do for some reason here is come in with a dry brush and just work this around a little bit. And what this is doing is it's just leaving this bare ghost of pigment in the crevices. When you put in the gel medium, it leaves a texture on your page that I really like, that I like to work with, not against. And that's what's going on here. Just leaving the slightest ghost of pigment. And I'm loving that suggestion of the blue in the shadows. I'm not a bit mad about that right now. Now, hopefully that is, you know, it won't be a decision that I'll regret later, hopefully. Come down here and just blend some of this out a little bit. I'm losing a lot of it too, but some of it is sticking behind, and I like the look of it. So now I think what I want to do is now we'll work in some oil pastel, because I've got a lot of color choice here. Come in with some marks and some color. Trying to avoid areas where I want my lightest lights to be. I'm trying to kind of use this flesh tone as more of a mid-tone. So I'm trying to stay away from the forehead, the bridge of the nose, and more or less the planes of the cheek and the tip of the chin. Give the lips just a little bit of a flesh colored tint to them, and then come in to the neck with this. And I am more than comfortable again with suggesting. Rarely will I complete any line or even any one block of color. I will leave many things as just a suggestion. So I'm going to come in with a little bit of a thirsty brush here and move this oil pastel pigment around. Blend some of these slate grays out into the shadow area. I'm going to see what happens with that blue pastel. I'm still liking it, still okay with it. And you can see how the workable fixative that I sprayed on is making me able to come in with this next layer. Otherwise, everything I've done underneath here would just start to move around on me and become indistinguishable, and then I would get really upset and speak in strange tongues right on camera, and that wouldn't be good. So, moving the pigment around, comfortable even when it comes to pigment. I'm comfortable with just suggesting, and not just kind of slavishly blocking in one color to completion. Leaving marks of my process everywhere. Everywhere. I'm leaving some process behind for the viewer's eye to kind of figure out and enjoy. And okay, I'm going to come in now with some hair. I don't know why, I kind of want to think about hair. We'll just keep this simple. This video is getting too long already. All right, come in just with some wavy marks, very loose, accentuating the shadow area that's right here where the hairline meets the jawline meets the neck. That's an area that I tend to emphasize in my sketches and drawings. I think it's really pretty when you do that, when you emphasize it. Let's raise that chin just a little so she's not so pointy. And then come in and move the pigment. Keep it moving.